I'm working on the rest of it too, obviously. Uh, it's been very intense the last couple of weeks because we've had lots of movement on the bank fronts. We've had lots of movement on the court fronts. Some of the things that people need to be aware of is that we've had Supreme Court rulings agreeing that the states can operate their own bullion banks and issue their own currencies, which is a crazy idea, and not to our overall good, because the state should be working as mutually agreed upon to issue national currency, and our state assemblies have indeed issued our national currencies. So this is going to be problematic because the state of Texas, for example, will try to issue its own dollars, and the state of Louisiana will, try to issue some kind of currency, and you're going to have a mishmash, a wild melee. At the same time, the move is on to decentralize banking, which is a pushback by the retail banks against the central banks, because it's widely recognized now that the central banks have operated in a criminal and incompetent manner. And so everybody's trying to shake the dust off their sandals on the central banks. And this is leading to a big pushback movement in the banking industry called decentralized banking. Well, overall, we are pleased to see decentralized banking, but we also realize that it opens the door for a lot of criminal activity. It opens the door to a lot of fraud, and it opens the door to a lot of undesirable outcomes if it's not handled right. And since our government is not really a government, it's just been reduced to being a self-interested for-profit foreign corporation in the business of government services, we don't have that proper, well-planned and well-executed and industry regulation in place for decentralized banking. So, yes, we want banking to be decentralized. Yes, we do want to have at least one good, solid new currency issued on behalf of our entire country. But we don't want to open ourselves up to a crazy melee of every state having its own currency, and some states being more prone to being counterfeited than others, and all sorts of exchange issues and problems which can accrue from having 50 different currencies. Our forefathers avoided that and promoted a system in which there was one standard American currency system, so that we didn't have to go through exchanging currencies every time we crossed a state border.
Well, that's what I was gonna, bring up, because the problem was already solved, and it was wisely solved. And so the Supreme Court isn't actually the Supreme Court. It's just another foreign for-profit corporation.
Right.
And
issuing an opinion
only, And so it just seems like it's really nothing more than stirring the pot or creating trouble or confusion for people, because they don't know that it's not really the Supreme Court.
Right. It's not our Supreme Court. It's somebody's Supreme Court. It's our subcontractor's Supreme Court, but it's not our Supreme Court. And their agreement that, yes, we have the right to issue our own credit is really no new news. We've always had the right to issue our own credit as sovereign states. We've also had the right to issue our credit in combination for our mutual self-interest, which is what was actually decided upon. And that is what we've done ever since, is to issue our currencies in the context of a mutual effort and mutual backing for a national currency.
Right. And so it's interesting to see these changes. As you and I exchanged a couple of emails, we saw that both Chase and Wells Fargo rebranded. They changed their name.
Right.
So there's a lot of shenanigans going on right now.
Oh, there's huge shenanigans. They're all trying to change their names, rebrand themselves and their products, and escape accountability for what they've done.
Right.